how to add a third party and associate that third party to your clients. When logged into PPS, navigate to the bar at the top of the screen and click onto Third Parties and Third Party Contact Details. What this will allow you to do is search through a list of all of your existing third party contact details, which you may want to do before adding a new third party, just to make sure you don't already have a record of them. In the top you can search by name, so if I'm looking for a particular insurance company I can search that name, or on the left hand side I can filter by type and see all of the existing insurance companies or GPs, for example, that we have recorded in the system. So I've clicked to filter on insurance company and I can see all of my existing insurance companies here. And now I'm happy that I don't have the third party in my system already. I can then go to add in the bottom left hand corner, which will bring up another window which will allow me to enter the details of my new third party. So depending on the type of third party that you're adding, you may not need to use all of these windows. So the first one here is personal details. So in some scenarios, for example, if we're dealing with an insurance company, we often won't have personal details because we won't be dealing with a particular person. We'll be dealing with the company as a whole and often speak to multiple representatives. Whereas if I was dealing with a solicitor, perhaps, I'll want the details of the solicitor that we're particularly dealing with in this first window. So their contact name, salutation, job title and contact details. And then moving on to the company details, we can have the overall information. So the personal details window that we're on now will depend on the third party type that you are entering. So in some scenarios you may skip straight to the next tab, which is company details. So in an insurance company situation, I can just pop the name of my insurance company, their address and contact details in the bottom fields here. And then I can move on to account settings, where I can add further information. So I may want to add a warning message if there's anything in particular I should be aware of when billing to this particular third party. And I may also want to add an accounts note. So again, if there's anything I need to be aware of when we're raising an invoice perhaps to this particular third party. And we can set particular limits at the bottom here. So we can say that we always want this account to be in credit. We may have an agreed credit limit, in which case we can set that here, and then perhaps a credit warning limit. And we may have agreed payment terms again with this particular third party, so we can set those in here. And on the last tab we've got contact preferences, and this is where we can set PPS up to send an email, so in particular an appointment booking confirmation or an appointment DNA template to the particular third party. So some insurance companies may ask to be notified each time their client books an appointment, in which case here we can choose the template that we want to use when we're sending the appointment booking confirmation, and then fill out the contact email address below. And then exactly the same for an appointment DNA. So if the client cancels an appointment, again the third party may want to be made aware, in which case we can choose the template that we want to use, and then the contact email address that we would like that template to go to when the client cancels an appointment. And once you've worked your way through these tabs and you're happy with the information that you've entered for the third party, you can click onto OK, and that will add them to your third party list. Once you've got that third party in your system, you can then find your client, and in their client details screen, if you scroll down to the contact section, you can then associate them with the client here. So if I search for my insurance company, again it will bring up a list of all existing insurance companies that match that search criteria. I can choose the appropriate third party, click select, and that will then associate them with the client. For some third parties, so for example the insurance company example that I've used here, you may also want to fill out additional fields such as policy number and an excess. Other third parties, there may not be anything additional that you need to fill out. And once you've added that third party in this window, simply click on to save at the top, and that will then add that third party to your client contact details, and they'll be then available in all third party scenarios when interacting with this client in future.